everybody. Welcome today. This is Thursday Thoughts with Merle and Patti. And guess who is here? Merle and Patti. Patti Negri at pattinegri.com. Merle Singer at relationshipmiracleworker.com. So that's who we are. But what do? We have a good time.
We do have a good time. We're tech geniuses. We have people to help us. We have an army of people to help us, and they're here everywhere, but we still screw it up. But we do know about relationships. You being the relationship miracle worker, me working and counseling with people for forever and ever now.
Okay.
So we decided we would bring our wisdom or years of experience to you, our Facebook friends.
And so every week we pick a topic and we talk about it. And today's topic is how to be in the world today with people that behave and believe differently than we do.
Yes.
So I think it's a very current topic, and I cannot believe how professional. Oh, keep talking, Patti.
Okay, I will keep talking, but she's going away. Okay, I will keep talking. Yes, it is. And we do areas of this a lot because it is so topical right now. I must say, we actually have a thing very similar going on within our little group right now. Some of my nearest, dearest, and bestest friends have differing opinions about wearing face masks. It's bad, it's good, you have to, you don't. So there's differing opinions, and I'm not even going to get into that. But the thing that we notice that people do is they take it personally. Like, your belief system is about me and what my belief system, and I take it personally, and that's all of a sudden it's a real argument or it's a real thing. So what do we do about that, Merle?
Well, it's really I think education and knowledge is always the answer to everything. And education, if we could educate people to understand that there are other people in the world other than them that have issues that make them worry about things and do things that have to do with them. You may be in the room when that happens, but it doesn't mean it's directed at you. I just think it's so important, because if we think that, well, they're mad at me. Oh, now they're mad at me because I didn't have a mask. Oh, they're mad at me because it was the wrong kind of mask. Whatever it is, and even if it has nothing to do with COVID-19, if somebody is upset, they behave in a certain way, and that's it. That's it. It has nothing to do with you. Even if they yell at you, it still has nothing to do with you. That takes a certain amount of security and self-confidence, and it takes the ability to understand that the world does not circulate around you, that you're just one of the planets roaming around with the rest of us.
And that's hard. That's hard for us, silly humans. We are our own planet, damn it. Yeah, because again, this was so, again, at home with nearest and dearest to me. Three people talking had completely different perspectives, and of course they were the center of their perspective. It's about me, or it's my fault, or it's against me, or whatever the situation was. And truth, I'm sure, is somewhere right in the middle between the three different things, as it usually is. But truth is subjective. Truth is just chill, people. That's why.
Our behavior should be guided by our brain, not by our heart and emotions. Just because we take a front at something, you know, we feel what we feel. Even if we feel like, oh, he's mad at me or she's mad at me, that's who we are. That's where we are now. And so we accept that that's how we feel. But don't take action based on that. That's how wars start.
Right. That is how wars start. And even if partially, even if is no truth there, yes, they are kind of mad at you. It's their way they're reacting is still because they are upset or frightened or angry or whatever. We take it all completely like this, not taking whatever is consideration. So and yeah, maybe you did trigger it, but it's still their perspective, their point of view, their understanding, their truth.
So if you respond, oh yeah, well, I think this, and you're just escalating it. If instead you say, oh my gosh, you know, I didn't realize you were that upset. I didn't realize you were that worried. I'm terribly sorry. That you don't even have to be sorry for anything you said. You're sorry they're upset. And you can say that, and you can say, I don't like when you're upset. It makes me feel bad. Yeah, and exactly. So anything that can de-escalate it.
Right.
I think that's what police need to learn.
Yes. Yeah. I think LA, whatever happened yesterday, the little bit I paid attention to it, which was little because they were kind of doing that. They were saying, we understand for these, you know, people were protesting. We understand their frustration. So LAPD in one moment time I saw what was actually doing that. They were taking it off of this, and trying to de-escalate. But somebody just chatted from the just saying literally, it is very frustrating when you don't think you're being heard. Yes, and it is, and you're going to be heard less. This is one of my things because I see energy. They're really going to shut it down when you go, you are stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. Anything that sounds like you or anything that sounds like a finger point, number one, it's always judgmental. Number two, they're going to get defensive. Number three, it's always an accusation. Instead of going, you are stupid, you don't know what you're talking about, if you really do want to be here, go, I feel this way, I need this, my truth is this, and almost leaving them out of it. If it is about wanting to be heard, don't say it in an accusing way. Just turn it back, enroll them in your vision. I've been working with people for years, and it changes everything. It changes everything.
I like what Sunshine Angel said. Some people don't, but she means some people might consider putting themselves in other people's shoes.
Yes.
That's really good. And she said, observe and don't absorb. I love that. That's a really great
good. Sunshine Angel. That is observe, don't absorb. Yes, we do. We suck it all in.
That's probably the most important thing. When people are upset, let it bounce back. Don't absorb it. That's really...
And we all have different techniques for that. I use mirror imaging for that. It's stuff even in my book, but that's good, Sunshine Angel. We're going to borrow that from you. We'll give you full credit.
Or out steal it.
Merle said, I thought of that. No. So again, in these times, and it goes, certainly go. That was just in the face because it's a current situation and it's happening all over the country, all over the world. The mask, no mask. It's become political and it shouldn't be. It's science, it's health. It shouldn't be political. It's become defiant. It has become personal when it shouldn't be personal. So, but there's a million other things about beyond the COVID thing with people in our lives.
Yes, this COVID thing is a way of bringing to attention things that were going on anyway. Even with Black Lives Matter, even with the difference the way we treat the police and our society treats one race over another, it has pointed out every little bad pimple that this society has. It just brings it out really strong. And so maybe the value of that is to see it and not get defensive about it, but to say, oh, we got to work on this.
Yeah. Yes.
And
there's a spotlight
that
there. Let's go dust it while we can see it clearly. Yeah.
Yes, exactly right.
Well, we are perhaps seconds away from the 11:11. Ooh, very close. So we could talk about it now. What do we want? 11:11. It's the angel number. It's the magic number. It's the make-a-wish number. It's just become very, very powerful because it is powerful, and then we've made it powerful, as in anything that we create as a culture, as a people. So do you have an idea for what we should make?
I have an idea. I think that my wish is that we acknowledge our own dignity and have our own self-respect, and acknowledge it for every other person who they chose not to wear a mask. I just make sure I'm covered. That they have a different time schedule. They see a different thing. They're just not thinking and doing the same things that I am. I have to respect that for where they are. That's where they are. And keep 10 feet away from me. That's my wish.
Anyway, 11:11. So everybody I love that. So let's think about that for a second. Everybody close your eyes if so inclined, or eyes open, take a deep breath. And look at your life, situations in your life where there might be differings of opinion. Maybe you could soften the thought process about it, or let go of the thought process, or shift it a little bit. Breathe into it with dignity, which is such a beautiful word that Merle brought in. With a little more respect, with a little more understanding, a little more compassion. Breathe it in again. Shoot it out with every exhale to the whole world. Breathe it in again. And hold it there as we open back our eyes and we take it into the day. That feels good.
Can we breathe? Okay.
No, you can breathe now. We all leave. We haven't breathed. Oh, so we are getting close to the end. It's 11:13. 13 is my number. But what's going on in 45 minutes or so, Merle?
Well, as you may know, it will be time for Merle's Pearls. And I have a topic of the art of freedom and how we need to deal with it today and how it has to do with relationships. And also, if they go to relationshipmiracleworker.com/webinar, they can sign up for my webinar next Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yes, how to sail through every crisis in your life and not sink the ship.
That sounds good, because we all got the crises and we don't want to sink the ship. So yes, Relationship Miracle Worker, come back in 45 minutes at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, whatever in the middle, for Merle's Pearls right here on Facebook Live. Please like us. Please follow us. We are on all the social medias, Facebook. We both have a couple pages, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Check out our books. We both have fabulous books.
Oh, wait.
Grab yours, Merle. Mine's Old Magic.
I got him.
And there's hers. She's got two. I'm one behind on Merle. So we love you. Come back next week. Love yourself. Love others. Find happiness everywhere. Find magic everywhere. You just have to look.
Bring happiness. Not just find it. Bring it.
Bring it. Create it.
Amen.
Amen. Aho. Hallelujah. So motive be.
Namaste.
Bye, everybody.